It'll turn green at some point. Or they'll skate past us and we'll see their number. One or the other.
White 1-3 and 1-5-1.
That first jam is on, and this jammer is number 10, Frida from Arizona Roller Derby. She has got lead jammer status as Homer Erratic is battling there with an Arizona 3-wall at the back of the pack. Frida looking to get through, just get bumped to the outside. Gets reabsorbed, now dealing with a tight Denver 4-wall there at the front of the pack. Homer Erratic, meanwhile, chipping her way up into the pack, pushed to the inside.
Together!
Just a brutal recycle in the back here.
Both jammers trapped in the pack, both teams putting on super strong and tight defense. Homer Erratic pushing on a tripod here at the rear. Some of her teammates coming in looking to play offense. Homer Erratic is the first juice through, however, Frida managed to escape the pack, earning lead jammer status and 4 points. I see Helen Naughty there on the jam line wearing the star for Arizona. And Yolita Applebaum working it on the jam line here for Denver. Yolita bumped to the outside there by number 88, Ms. Murder. Meanwhile, Arizona jammer Helen Naughty through with lead jammer status.
Yoli also out. Hot on the tail of the pack, but looks like Arizona said no. No thanks. No points for you. Calls off the jam.
Second jam in a row, 4-0 with the advantage going to Arizona Roller Derby. That is Luz Chaos lighting up on the line with the star for Arizona, and Cosmo jamming for Denver. Woo. Big pile up there on the inside as both jammers are looking for a friendly lane. Does not quite find it, however, Chaos found an open lane, got caught, lead jammer got reabsorbed only for a moment, knocked down but not out. Now around looking to put on some more points for Arizona Roller Derby.
Luz makes it through. Clean scoring pass. Looking for more.
Cosmo also out of the pack, having competed that initial pass, coming around. Denied a scoring chance as once again Arizona puts up 4 points and calls it, 8 points this time. 16-0 advantage Arizona going into jam number 3. We see Scale Bear up for the first time wearing the star for Denver, Bruising Altitude.
Wearing the star for Arizona, that's 313 West Coast Mafia. But it looks like Denver is going to get lead jammer this time around. Scare Bear coming through for a scoring pass, makes it around for a clean 4 points. Calls off the jam.
Scare Bear putting up the first 4 points for Bruising Altitude.
By the way, as a Kraken fan, I appreciate you trying to give Bowie the respect he deserves.
Right, Bowie comes with me to all my games. He is my troll friend. I, in fact, see Moose definitely there on the jammer line for Bruising Altitude. That is Cuddy there wearing the star for Arizona Roller Derby. hot mess there at the back. Meanwhile, Moose trying to get by that last line of defense. The Arizona pivot. Sure, man. Moose manages to squeak by, has emerged with lead jammer status.
Denver roll in the back is just absolutely brutal. Cuddy's being held back by a super strong tripod in the back there. Taken to the inside, has to go all the way back.
Moose had a little help there with some offense at the front. Offense had to go and make sure the pack reformed, so Moose now being pushed by a strong tripod. Meanwhile, on the Arizona side, we have had a star pass. Jammer of a record for Arizona is going to be number 4, Sherman.
Do you think that's what they said when they were like, here, take the star?
Sherman. That jam was 4-0 in favor of Denver Roller Derby. 16-8. Arizona still in the lead as Homo Erratic once again pulls up to the jam line for Denver. That appears to be Farida once again wearing the star for Arizona All-Stars.
Jam is
Erratic with a struggle there at the front, looking to get past that last line of defense. In Katie just manages to do so. She is through with lead jammer status. Frida has also managed to get through, having completed one initial pass. Homo Erotic through with 4, calls the jam. One more jam, that is 4-0 in favor of Denver. We have now got ourselves a 4-point game. That is a 1-pass game, friends and bands. It's about as close as it can get until we tie it up.
looks like Helen Naughty wearing the star for Arizona. Yolita Applebaum wearing the star for Denver. Both jammers contending with strong walls.
Yolita shoved there to the inside, manages to juke her way back in, but not before the Arizona jammer manages to get out. Helen Naughty with lead jammer status. Pack speed is racing. Denver looking to keep Arizona's jammer from getting all 4 points before their jammer catches up. But my, this is some U-size level speed I'm seeing here. 3 points for Arizona. Denver not managing to put up any in that jam. 19-12. Arizona still leading. Plenty of derby left in this half. Holy cats, how has it only been 8 minutes? That is Los Chaos. That is Cosmo. And this is still 5-on-5 roller. We've had a fast, clean game so far. She said, knocking on all the things. Chaos is through. Arizona once again with lead jammer status. Meanwhile, Cosmo being dragged all the way back to the edge of the engagement zone, having to race through.
Los Chaos gets through the pack. Clean 4 points. Cosmo also out, ready to score. That was just their initial.
Los Chaos with a tap on the hips 3 points later. 7-0 jam in favor of Arizona, 26-12. Arizona in the lead. Scare Bear once again making her way to the jammer line.
And the crowd goes silent as our jammers take the jam line. And the jam is on.
All right, that is West Coast Mafia working way to the front there for Arizona. Meanwhile, Scare Bear is through and out, completing an initial pass with lead jammer status. proving sometimes jammers can fly. Leaps the apex, picking up 4 points. Team timeout called by Arizona. I mean, I want to say I'm a big girly, but I'm kind of a Google girl. I used to be an Ask Jeeves aficionado, but then Jeeves... I think tomorrow's a flat shoes day. And we are off. That is Moose. Definitely has lead jammer. Meanwhile, that is Cuddy jamming for Arizona, dealing with a Denver 3-wall tripod back here that does not want to quit. Meanwhile, Cuddy says, I'll tell you what, I'm going to pass that star. Start with the Skaty Katie. Skaty Katie did not quite manage to catch up with the pack to put any points up. Meanwhile, Denver put 2 more on the board, 26-18. Arizona still in the lead. Less than 20 minutes in the half. Home Atlantic once again pulling up the jammer line for Denver. And that is Farida wearing the star for Arizona. Arizona with a 2-blocker advantage in the pack. We've got 2 Denver blockers sitting over there with our fabulous volunteers in the penalty box. If you too might like to someday have the best seat in the house, we would love to see you. Volunteer at JetCityRollerDerby.com. Meanwhile, Arizona loves to see Frida with lead jammer status.
Arizona losing a blocker to the box on a multiplayer call. What was that earlier about a nice clean game?
I mean, it was then. I was wrong, okay? I admit it.
Looks like that was a 4-0 jam. Arizona Roller Derby, their all-star team sitting pretty with 30 points. Denver Roller Derby at 18. That's Helen Naughty wearing the star for Arizona. Yolita Applebaum wearing the star for Denver. Looks like Yolita was trying to find some room. Held back by this awesome tripod up at the front of Arizona blockers. Ooh, but an Arizona blocker going to the box gives Yoli some room.
Justin Rogan will have a seat for a high block. Yolita there with lead jammer status. 4 points, Denver. 4-0 jam in favor of Denver. Bruising altitude, bringing this game within 8 points. I believe that is Cosmo. They're ready to jam for Arizona. That looks like Liz Chaos. Ready to jam for Denver. Once again, Denver with a 4-2 pack advantage. Chaos does not seem to mind, though. Arizona has lead jammer status, but the Denver jammer is right behind. We've got some race here, friends. I love a little jammer on jammer Violet moment. Cosmo knocked to the center, manages to come back in with completely legally. 4 points up for Denver. So far a 4-4 jam. Chaos managing 2 more points. 6-4 jam in favor of Arizona. 10 points separate these two teams with just under 16 minutes left in the half. That is Scare Bear.
170
I see the jammer from here. Arizona jammer is West Coast Mafia, just bumped to the inside by the Denver defense. Does not seem to mind, skates around the outside, emerges with lead jammer status.
Ooh, Scarebear finds some room on the outside. Also out. And it is a power jam for Denver.
Arizona jammer called on a backlog, giving Scarebear a power jam. Scarebear looking to make the most of this with just 10 points separating these two teams. First 4 points in the sky for Bruising altitude. Pack advantage is in favor of Denver, but only just 4 more points in the sky for Scarebear.
West Coast Mafia back out on the track.
4 more points in the sky for Denver. Bruising altitude. That's a lead change. Everyone in the beer garden, you know your job. Meanwhile, we just had another one because the West Coast Mafia is through with 4 more. West Coast Mafia squeaks through the inside, gets bumped out there at the last moment by bold move buttons. Has to recycle all the way back. Meanwhile, Scarebear up here at the front trying to get by the last line of defense. Knocked down, but not out. Has to be let go. 4 more points for Denver. This is very exciting. Huge 20-point jam for Scarebear. 8 points for Arizona at the end of that jam. We are now 46-44. Denver in the lead. A little over 13 minutes left in the half. Lots of derby left to go in this game. I feel like the skaters are going to last longer than my voice.
You've got Moose definitely wearing the star for Denver.
That is cutting number 024, jamming for Arizona. Managed to squeak up the inside line and gain lead jammer status. Just now bumped to the inside though. Forced to recycle all the way back by the Denver pivot.
Moose being held up at the front of the pack by a really strong tripod of Arizona skaters. Taken to the outside, has to go all the way back.
We're going to have some administrative penalties there because the pack fell apart.
You have to skate with your friends, y'all.
Denver has in fact passed the star. Cotton, now the jammer of a record for Bruising altitude. That jam was called by the Arizona jammer. 4 points in the air. Once again, a lead change. 52-46. I'm not apologizing for the beer garden, though. Viewers at home are getting to see a great game. That is homoerotic. And that is freedom. And this is a 4-2 pack advantage in favor of Denver Bruising altitude. Homoerotic taking advantage, skirting around the outside, but it is freedom who emerges with lead jammer status.
Homoerotic though, right on their tail.
In fact, now in the front.
And Frida says, no thanks.
Frida didn't want to play like that.
I'm lead jammer and I get to say when the jam is over.
I am in control. 52-46 in favor of Arizona. 10 minutes and change left in the half. So much derby left to play. Helen Oily once again riding the jammer line for Arizona, and that is Yolita Applebaum. Wow. Jamming for Denver, skating at the outside line, tiptoeing past their blockers and gaining lead jammer status.
If you blinked, you missed it.
And in fact, I did do that.
Palinati going to the box on a track cut call. This is now a power jam for Denver.
You all saw it. It was happening right in front of me. She did not step out of bounds in her attempt to yield. She stayed in bounds and therefore was guilty of that cut track penalty. Sometimes the failure to yield things can be confusing if it's not right in front of you. Fortunately, it was right in front of me that time. Denver manages to get 4 points on the board. Palinati going to start the next jam in the penalty box as the jammer of a record for Arizona. And that is Cosmo getting ready to jam for Denver Bruising Altitude. We are back to 4-on-4 full pack strength for both teams.
Cosmo fighting hard, trying to find a little bit of space. Those jammers are sneaky.
Arizona playing super solid teamwork, 2 wells, 3 wells, tripods.
Palinati back on the track. So this means both teams full strength.
5-on-5 derby, just like the rulebook says. That is Cosmo out first, lead jammer status for Denver. Palinati right behind. Jam in favor of Bruising Altitude. 55-52. Another lead change just happened. It's getting late. I'm going to get to where I can't keep up. It's fortunate they put the map in front of me.
Yeah, huge thank you to all of our NSOs up here in the scorekeeping area, and thank you so much for doing the match.
I appreciate that Denver cheering section that is still being here and being loud. We love to see it. Both jammers are out of the pack. It is the Arizona jammer, Luz Chaos, that does have lead jammer status, but Scare Bear is not far behind. That fourth whistle blew just in time to prevent Scare Bear from putting up any points. Waiting for the Arizona jam ref to confab with the outside pack referees, make sure that jammer gets credit for every set of hips that got passed. Uh-oh. 3 points in the sky for Arizona. We got 55 tie game. I shan't panic. This is an official timeout. The math is correct, which is why they don't let me do it.
That's why we're talking to the microphones and not do the paperwork.
Correct.
We've got West Coast Mafia wearing the star for Arizona, but that's going to be Moose definitely getting out of the pack first, getting lead jammer status for Denver.
Pack speed is going crazy fast. Moose definitely gets past a skater. 1 point in the sky for Arizona, and it looks like Moose was not past those hips when the jam got called. Yeah, is that right? No, it does 1-1. Arizona had 1 point.
What's up?
Arizona had 1. Both teams had 1. That is homoerotic. We're on it. We're on it. We're on it.
Homoerotic caught up at the front of the pack against a formidable tripod of Arizona blockers. Arizona defense has been on point so far this game.
Homoerotic through with lead jammer status. Arizona jammer caught up there with a tripod at the back, hat in hand, looking to make their way through the pack. Automatic through with 4. Star was not passed. Star was just put in the fist for a moment. Cuddy still the jammer of record for Arizona Roller Derby. Automatic 2 more points. That is a 6-0 jam in favor of Denver. 63-56, a little over 5 minutes left to play in the half.
That's going to be Yolita Applebaum wearing the star for Denver, and Farida jamming for Arizona.
Both teams at full strength in the pack.
Getting a little jammer on jammer action in the back there. I saw that.
Love to see it. Wish they'd do it over here though.
And that's going to be Frida out first, picking up lead jammer status, but Yolita Applebaum hot on their track. It's a bit of a race.
Got a little bit foot race. Pack knows it. Pack going super fast. Referee down in the outside lane. That jam gets called. Much fast. No points. Ref down.
Wow.
63-56, Denver in the lead, a little over 4 minutes remaining in the half. It appears the beer garden is still open and will remain open through halftime. So if you are of legal age to drink in the state of Washington and have valid photo ID, you too can join the fun.
That's Cosmo wearing the star for Denver. Helinati jamming for Arizona. Helinati taken to the inside in the middle with all of our beautiful skating referees. Has to go back to the pack.
Whole pack went in reverse direction there for a moment, trying to run these skaters back. Helinati manages to make it through, picks up lead jammer status.
Cosmo also taken to the inside. Huge hit.
Lucia managing to stay upright. We love a dynamic referee. Meanwhile, Helinati up front, pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to make that tripod get all the way to the edge of the engagement zone. Cosmo skating around with hot in hand. That star was passed. Boy, was that sneaky. Cotton is now the jammer of a record for Denver Bruising altitude. Manages to sneak through. Waiting on the points. Jam ref says no. Meanwhile, Arizona did put up 2 points in that jam, 63-62. 2.5 minutes left in the half.
That is Lose Chaos, or Was Chaos, wearing the star for Arizona. Scare Bear jamming for Denver Roller Derby.
I have confirmed it is Lose Chaos. We have a pronunciation guide. I just hid it from myself.
Should have trusted my gut.
You were right, Jonesy. You were right.
50 chance.
And Chaos there with 4 points in the sky. Meanwhile, Scare Bear fighting off at Arizona 2-all. Getting strong all the way out to the edge of the engagement zone. Chaos through with 4 more points. Jam is called. 70-64, Arizona currently in the lead. A minute and a half left in the half. We will be back here first thing tomorrow morning. 8 a.m. junior action with Mob City versus Rockin' City. Followed by this Arizona team right here playing against a team from Calgary.
We've got Moose definitely wearing the star for Denver, and it will be Moose that gets out first for lead jammer status. West Coast Mafia, though, also out wearing the star for Arizona.
They're doing that thing again where the pack goes really, really fast. The pace is frenetic. The jammers are in the pack. Moose definitely picks up 1 point. 1-0 in favor of Denver, 70-65.
That would be homoerotic wearing the star for Denver roller derby. Number 10, Frida, wearing the star for Arizona.
And this jam is on. Getting mighty close to halftime, getting mighty close to last call here in the beer garden.
You're going to need a top-up after all those lead changes, y'all.
I mean, same. If you are paying any attention at all to the scoreboard, which why would you be when the derby action is this good with homoerotic emerging with lead jammer status, you will notice the period clock has expired. We are on jam time only. Homoerotic takes a flying leap over the apex. Meanwhile, Arizona's jammer has in fact passed the star. Skate Katie, now the jammer on the record for Arizona. Homoerotic pulling out 1 additional point, bringing our score to a tie. Headed into halftime. Friends and fans, you have got slightly less than 10 minutes to get your snacks and get back in your seats for what is certain to be an excellent last half of roller derby for the evening.
I'm exhausted, and it's only the first day.
Got skaters lining up on the track. I see our jam timer checking the clock. And that rolling whistle means we are ready to kick off this second half. That's homoerotic wearing the star for Denver.
Bully was late coming in. I announced the first 3 jams.
Frida wearing the star for Arizona roller derby, and we are off half number 2 underway right now. Frida out of the pack. If you blinked, you missed it.
Homoerotic, however, is also through. Frida puts up 2 points, calls the jam, breaking that tie just a little bit. Nine, 2-4, loose chaos. They're on the jammer line for Arizona. Yolita Applebaum is on the jam line for Denver. Penalty box is currently empty.
For now.
Currently doing all the heavy lifting in that sentence. Chaos the lead jammer status for Arizona.
Yolita caught in this scrum of skaters. Has a couple more to contend with up in the front. But finds a little bit of room on the outside, is also out.
Chaos through for 4. 76-70 Arizona currently in the lead. Palanati once again rolling up the jammer line for Arizona All-Stars. That appears to be Cosmo. But I have to trust the computer because the blockers are absolutely between me and the jammer. That's their job. I'm not mad.
Can y'all move a little bit?
They're moving, and Palanati is moving to the front of the pack and getting lead jammer status. Meanwhile, that is in fact Cosmo. I can see her now. Through the pack also. Pack speed is increasing, going buck wild in hopes of 1 point in the sky for Cosmo from Denver Roller Derby.
Yeah, a huge shout out to our outside pack referees who have to catch up with that pack on the outside of the track, meaning they technically have to skate more.
Been there, done that. retired to a job that involves a chair. I didn't even bring my skates. I'm not risking that.
That's number 3, Scare Bear wearing the star for Denver. Makes it through the middle of the pack, out first. Picks up lead jammer status. West Coast Mafia, though, jamming for Arizona, hot on their tail.
Scare Bear screaming through, picking up 2 points. West Coast Mafia, however, squeaking through the middle. 2 points for Arizona as well. 79-73, Arizona still in the lead. 2-2 jam. Talk about a pair of teams that are evenly matched. We love to see it. Is that is most definitely jamming for Denver.
Lose Chaos wearing the star for Arizona, taking a big hit to the inside, going to the middle.
Moose definitely squeaks around that last line of defense, emerges with lead jammer status.
Denver losing a blocker to the box for a destruction call. You can't destroy the pack. Everybody's got to skate semi-close together. That's the rules.
Both jammers trapped in a tight pack. Arizona thinking they had Moose definitely in a trap, however, managed to keep both skates in bounds.
Loose Chaos is out. And the jam is called.
Moose definitely had 3 points in the bank when that jam was called. 79-76, bringing this to a 3-point game as once again Homo Erratic takes the jam line. Ready to put up some more points for her team that appears to be hella naughty. Right there beside her, this is a matchup we have seen a few times already tonight. 2 incredibly successful and dynamic jammers. Meanwhile, Arizona with a 4-2 advantage in the pack. Hellenati looking to take advantage. Denver blockers not making it easy. Hellenati racing up the inside while Homo Erratic comes up the out. Both jammers are out. Hellenati, however, awarded lead jammer status, going to put her in control. And she says, not today, skating. 0-0, that jam score still 79-76, less than 25 minutes left in tonight's roller derby action. We will see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. I will rise, but I do in fact refuse to shine.
That's Yolita Applebaum wearing the star for Denver. West Coast Mafia wearing the star for Arizona. West Coast Mafia sneaking around the outside, Gets out for lead jammer status. Oh no, Yolita heading to the box. This will now be a power start for Arizona.
West Coast Mafia smartly calling that jam off just about the moment Yolita had a seat. Arizona with a power start. Frida jamming also with a 1 blocker advantage there in the pack for Denver.
Frida getting a little help from their friends.
Denver defense looking to slow that power start down just as much as possible. Managed to eat a good deal of clock, but not quite enough. Frida is through the pack with lead jammer status. Meanwhile, the penalty box has cleared. 5-on-5 roller derby, Arizona. Last line of defense, the pivot chasing that jammer down, does not quite hit.
Jam is called. It looks like a 2-0 jam in favor of Arizona. Arizona still in the lead, 84-76. Still plenty of derby left to go, though. A little under 22 minutes. Plenty of time. We've got Cosmo wearing the star for Denver, Lose Chaos wearing the star for Arizona.
Lose Chaos having been a remarkably successful jammer so far for this Arizona team tonight. Setting up to help play a little defense here.
Wow, and in a shocking turn of events, the pack is going absolutely nowhere. A rare sight in this game. Lose Chaos out first, picking up lead jammer status for Arizona.
Pushing and shoving all the way legally around the outside. Lose Chaos now coming around looking to put up more points for this Arizona team. And it happens. 2 more points in the sky for Arizona All-Stars. Holding Denver scoreless once again, 86-76. That is Scare Bear once again donning the star for Denver Bruising Altitude. And I believe to be that is West Coast Mafia. Getting ready to jam once again for Arizona. West Coast Mafia found a lane on the inside, managed to stay inbounds, emerge from the pack with lead jammer status. Scare Bear with a hard shoulder check up here into this 2-wall at the front, looking to push them as far out of play as possible.
Meanwhile, West Coast Mafia was caught in the back of the pack. Some friends trying to help out.
West Coast Mafia bumped to the outside, managed to put up 2 points before calling the jam. However, Denver Jammer also manages to put up 2 points that jam, 78-88, keeping this game 10 points apiece. That is definitely, and that is hell naughty. And this is a 4-3 pack advantage for Denver.
We have an official review being called, it appears. Wearing the star for Denver. That is most definitely wearing the star for Arizona. That's hella naughty.
Denver has a 1 blocker advantage in the pack. Both jammers, however, super caught up. The defense from both of these teams has been astronomical, as you can see from the score. Being both still in the double digits and also very close. Moose has definitely emerged with lead jammer status.
Ooh, Denver losing their pivot to the box on a forearm call.
Once again, the pack is speeding up.
Does look like we had a star pass on the Arizona side of things. Sure, man. The jammer of record with the jam will be called off.
Moose definitely did manage to pick up 1 point before calling that jam. 88-79. That's a closer game. I'm not going to do the math, but y'all are welcome to. That is homoerotic once again, getting ready to jam for Denver and Frida. They're on the line for Arizona. Arizona still has a 1 blocker advantage in the pack. Homoerotic did manage to squeak her hips past the last line of defense and get lead jammer status. Was reabsorbed, however, is now out of the pack. Meanwhile, we've had a star pass on the Arizona side. Katie. Homoerotic with Jammer's status does in fact evaporate. This jam is going to go to its natural 2-minute conclusion. Meanwhile, Skaty Katie's got 4 points in the sky coming in, trying to make another scoring pass.
Skaty Katie taken to the inside, has to go to the back of the pack.
Skaty Katie does it, squeaks through on the inside, 4 more points.
Homoerotic back on the track now, facing a strong 4-wall up at the front.
Meanwhile, Denver defense knocking Skaty Katie to the inside, forcing her to recycle. Homoerotic once again bumped to the inside. That blocker went null. Got a little offense happening up here from the Denver pivot. Homoerotic pushing. Shoulder into that last line of defense, looking to get around. She does. 4 more points for Denver. Skaty Katie looking to get through. Meanwhile, Homoerotic is back in the pack. 1 more point for Denver. We had for that pass for Arizona. Arizona has finally reached that century mark, 100-84. Over 15 minutes left. Plenty of derby still to come in this game. And that is loose chaos. And I had to see the computer because all the blockers were in my way. You'll need a bump to the inside, chaos bump to the out. Both jammers having to scramble. Lead jammer has been awarded, and it has been awarded to Denver. Yolita had completed that initial pass, gotten past all 4 sets of hips, however, then got reabsorbed, run all the way back. Meanwhile, the Arizona jammer is still looking to complete the initial pass. Yolita there at the front has finally gotten by the last line of defense for the last time on the first pass.
Arizona losing another blocker to the box.
Yolita Applebaum with lead jammer status, 4 points in the sky, and a 4-2 pack advantage in favor of Denver. This is exactly what Bruising Altitude needs if they are going to work up that differential. Arizona jammer, meanwhile, has passed that hat, and Sherman is now the jammer of record for the Arizona All-Stars.
A huge hit.
Yolita Applebaum knocked to the ground, attempting to call the jam off. However, is going to be called to the penalty box instead. That was a low block penalty. When you fall down in roller derby, if someone trips over you, you are in fact guilty. 0-0 on that pass. That was an 8-0 jam in favor of Denver. Bruising Altitude. 192. Power start for Arizona.
I feel like we all need to take a deep breath.
And by deep breath, I mean drink of water. Or whatever your preferred refreshing beverage is.
West Coast Mafia wearing the star for Arizona in this power start. Yolita Applebaum still the jammer of record for Denver. Denver not making this easy for West Coast Mafia. West Coast Mafia was brought to the outside, recycled back, but finds some room on the inside instead. Picks up lead jammer status.
Pack at a standstill right in front of me, and just as soon as I said that, they're off.
It's the announcer's curse.
They don't want me to see it. West Coast Mafia knocked to the inside right as the Denver Jammer makes it to the back of the pack. Decides it is not worth it. Already had all 4 points in the bank. 104 to 92.
So she was on the scoring pad?
A little over 12 minutes remain in this game. That is hella naughty. And my computer says that is Cosmo. In fact, that is Cosmo. But that is hella naughty. Out with lead jammer status. Cosmo pushing and shoving and racing and just gets by a big attempt. There is the last line of defense. That was number 2, Mimi Mara. Arizona manages to put up 3 there at the end of that pass.
Do this. Who can I talk to?
Well, that depends, Jonesy. If you're an adult skater ages 18 or older, you're going to want to email info@jetcityrollerderby.com. And if you are a junior skater under the age of 18 or still in high school, middle school, or elementary school, ages 7 and older, you're going to want to check out mobcitymisfits.com for all the information on how to get started as a roller derby athlete. But these athletes got started when the whistle blew.
That's Cosmo wearing the star for Denver. West Coast Mafia wearing the star for Arizona. Both jammers facing some strong defenses.
West Coast Mafia with a pretty little pirouette there on the inside line. Manages to stay in bounds. Comes through with lead jammer status. Big hit there at the front. Cosmo manages to survive. West Coast Mafia does not pick up any points, but knows the team is on her, the clock is on her team right now, so she calls it off and goes back to the bench, allowing Hella Naughty to once again take the jammer line for Arizona. That is most definitely there on the jammer line as well. One Denver blocker currently in the penalty box. Little more than 2.5 minutes left in this game. 134 to 96. Arizona leading.
Helenati wearing the star for Arizona, caught in the back of the pack by Denver. Tries to get up front. Denver reforms around them. Facing those last 2 blockers. Finally finds room around the inside. It will be Helenati will be your lead jammer of record. Coming around for that scoring pass.
Helenati looking to add to this point differential. Just a reminder, in these sanctioned games, every single point counts. These are teams that are vying for a spot in the postseason. Denver calls a timeout. At this point, because the moment I try to predict that, rockiness will ensue.
It's the announcer's curve.
Listen, the first 10 minutes of the first game lasted 45 minutes. Oh my God. It was crazy.
And that whistle means it is time to play roller derby. And those 2 whistles mean that Frida has snuck through the inside and gained lead jammer status.
We've got Yolita Allen. At least that's what the computer says.
Yes.
Wearing the star.
Frida did in fact get called for a low block there at the end of the previous jam. She is going to start this jam for Arizona with the star seated in the penalty box. With our focused and dedicated penalty box non-skating official volunteers over there. Yolita Applebaum. It is making her way through the pack, trying to get past on that initial pass. While still on this power start, that is done. Denver has earned lead jammer status here. Less than a minute on the period clock.
Does appear that we have a star pass on the Arizona side of things. Sure, man. Now your jammer of record for Arizona.
Denver jammer through with 4 points.
30 seconds on the period clock, maybe?
Yolita once again through 4 more points.
Fancy little spin move there on the inside.
Skatey Katie has come through, completing an initial pass. Yolita in the pack, looking for more points. Push to the inside, forced to call it.
Sweaty, sweaty, smelly high fives.